All right, there we go, right there.
Yeah.
All right, is everything go for the recording?
We gonna do it. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, nah. We was talking about the behind the scenes. Jeff Bezos, he had the Amazon sign. That's us right
in
now.
that little room.
Yeah.
And now we gotta make it. Big things. Yeah, you know what's crazy, man? When I was just in the trucks, I'm like, man, there's so much stuff that come in logistics. It's bananas.
He everywhere. You can't turn without seeing it. But let's get it going. Yo, what's up? You already know who it is. It's me, TEVD, and this is the Ill Perspective Podcast. I'm out here with
King Ceez, Basketball Jones.
Man, can I control the show?
Hey, you stopped like you wanted me to introduce myself.
Nah, I got you. Look, PJ could not make it, unfortunately, today, so I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, King Ceez is in the building.
That's kept secret.
What's up?
What's good, man? What's good?
Man, just another week of craziness.
Yeah, this week was kind of weird this week, y'all. Like super crazy, especially like with the news, everything that was going on.
Yeah,
it's been crazy this week.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah, so y'all got a lot to talk about, for real.
We got a lot to discuss today. First and foremost, I want to talk about Nick Cannon. He was in the news recently for I guess anti-Semitic language. The Jewish community came at him. For anybody that didn't know, he basically was had a interview on his radio show with Professor Griffith, and this was an artist who used to be in Public Enemy, and that right there is saying a lot. When you get kicked out of Public Enemy for anti-Semitic stuff and saying, because Public Enemy. The name Public Enemy kind of describes what they're about. Like they against the public and not against the public, but they against like the political correct type of thing. When you go and make songs and you say Elvis was a racist, you basically going off of that black empowerment type of stuff. So
yeah, you coming straight out the gate with that energy. With your title or what you call yourself, so you vibrating with that energy straight out the gate. This is what I'm about. This is my message to the people. This is what I want people to hear. So straight out the gate, they whole aura was fight the power.
Yeah, so they basically for them so the point is for them to kick you out the group, it means something. So He had this interview with Professor Griffin and basically saying stuff like Jews was controlling everything, white people were savages and things like that. So
he took it to me when I understand where he was coming from, but it was how he presented it. And then like we was talking earlier, once you get the actual information or you start digging some more and not shooting from the hip from what initial what can I put it? That initial learning that you learned about that situation or whatever that case may be, he drew it on back, ran it on back, let me go do some more homework.
Right.
And once he did some more homework, talk to the right people, talk to the right historians that can actually give him the right facts of everything, then he came out with the apology. But then like you said, everybody crushed him for the apology. But it was like all he did, like I said, was just do his homework, did his due diligence, his proper due diligence as he should, and then came back with the right information as he should. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with learning right thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
People take learning something as a negative. Oh, you was wrong about that. Okay, it's okay to be wrong. Find out when you find out that it's wrong, that's when you know that, hey, I can find out what's right. You can focus on the solution instead of focusing on the issue, on the problem.
Yeah. I think that's, yeah, you can kind of describe it perfect. I feel like I didn't understand it. I think a lot of black people don't really understand like what's considered anti-Semitic, or uh what's considered basically offensive to Jewish people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people not in that community. I know I don't have any friends, I don't think, that I can think of off the top that's Jewish. So I had to kind of look up and understand like what he actually said that was offensive to them. Yeah. And from me, what I found was that a lot of Jews don't like the rhetoric of the stereotype that they control everything and they trying to take over the world, and this world type domination type of thing, because it leads to like things like the Holocaust happening and things throughout history that happened to them because of those ideas.
It's touchy.
Yeah. So for them, it's, like you said, it's touchy. Like it's sensitive. It's a sensitive topic to them, and a lot of people, I don't think they understood that. They didn't get what was actually happening, and I didn't get it. Like, I only saw the clips, but I didn't understand. So after looking over it and looking through it, I understood it.
You look back at it and be like, well, yeah, we ain't that wrong for coming out and apologizing for just correcting it. Just like for black people, we touchy about certain things about our history too. Everybody else gonna be touchy about certain things that's in their history that affected them for generations to come, that affected their kids' kids. So that's something that you're gonna be touchy about. Right. You know what I mean? Period. Point blank. No matter where you come from, no matter what race or ethnic background you come from. That's just, if it's touchy, it's sensitive. Respect my culture, respect where I come from, respect my ancestors. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Understand that. Just respect them. You know what I mean? I know you doing whatever you're doing now, but you can do whatever you want to do. I don't have no problem with doing whatever it is that you decide to do in your life. But when it comes to me and my, what we feel, just respect that it go both ways.
Right,
it go both ways. But like, that's the new thing now with people. They don't talk, they don't communicate. So you can't understand the differences between people like they need to, or just have a conversation with people that is not of your same ethnic background to understand this is what happened to us. So this is why we feel this way. This is what happened to us. This is why we feel this. Go to the source of shit. Like people, so they don't understand. Like, go to the source of things to find out what we can do to find out for a solution, so we don't repeat the same things over and over in history. Like they see history repeats itself. So if you want to stop that cycle, do your homework. You know what I mean? Do your homework and try to fight that cycle. Beat that cycle that's repeating itself and killing off generations and just breaking the spirits of people connecting with each other.
Right. Honestly, I think he could have. Well, I think one mistake that he did was kind of group everybody into one boat. Like he said, he was talking about Jewish people, and then at the same token talking about white people, and all white people aren't Jewish.
Yeah.
So I think
that's the part I seen.
Yeah. So what I think happened was, or what I feel like he could have did was explain that, like, in history, black people have been, and not just black people, and Native Americans as well, have been told by white media or today people that black people are savages, black people aren't smart, or a bunch of offensive things. And what happened was, when he grouped all those things together, instead of explaining it as they said we was the savages, but actually they the ones that pillaged Native Americans, and they came and took black people and made them slaves. Instead of saying that, he lumped everything together and said this is what it is, and Jews is that too.
I seen that when he was like, they went to the Caucasus Mountains and this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. I know the history and everything that you're talking about. But like you say,
Yeah.
it's certain groups of people. Yeah, they are that. You know, they did wherever they went. They just took and stole and did what they did and created their own history. Created his history. You know what I mean? That they needed to. And that's what it comes down to sometimes in life. When it comes down to these wars and things like that, and when you want something, you got to take it sometimes, and that's what it came down to. When it came down to just that time frame of things. Everybody know that those people was living real well, agriculture was well, economics was well, school was well, health was well, and they came and shook all that up. So yes, the people that got that bad in the stick, oh yeah, they hot and they gonna be hot, and their kids gonna be hot because they understood where they were at, and now they gotta crawl all the way back just to get to half of that. You know what I mean? Half of that status that they were at. So it's a super touchy subject.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Really, really touchy. Like you said with Native Americans, that hit home more so to us because I know our history. I know my bloodline history.
All right.
So it's like talking to my grandmother, understanding like what happened with the Native Americans and stuff like that. Stuff hurt. It hurt bad. And when I did a lot of research on that, on just Native Americans because that's where most of our bloodline come from. So it was like I needed to know about that, and just listening to everything about that, learning everything about that from certain people, watching lectures, reading books. It was a massacre, and so like when it comes to that type of stuff, I'm touchy about that. You know what I mean? Respect that. Don't disrespect that. Redskins,
Right.
Don't call me redskin.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I know what it means. My son getting that skin, it turned red. I know what that means.
Right.
So
yeah. That like it's a lot of it's that. Like when he said all of that stuff, that was the offensive thing. And then he came back, he apologized. Like you said, he got new information to apologize. And then he got hit for that. Like the internet came at him for that. And that was black people basically saying you're a sellout, basically saying,
his own people.
Yeah. So that's one thing that hurt. It was a tough week for Nick Cannon.
Yeah, super tough.
My opinion on it is he should have apologized. I think if you not trying to offend and it's all about how you go to sleep at night. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you ain't trying to offend and you feel like you said something wrong or you didn't have all the information, apologize for that. Like, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people just think because he apologized, it was just to save face for his job. But people also forget he lost jobs because he wanted to go his own way. Like he lost the American Got Talent. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you Nick right now.
Yeah.
I just seen him. He released a statement that he was gonna take time off the radio show because of it. So it's like it just hit him from all boards, man, when he got hit with that. Then I seen Diddy offer him the spot at Revolt, which is cool. But at the same time, if you go to there, you want to bring Wildin' Out with it, and he fighting them for the rights to Wildin' Out now. Yeah. So it's like you said, it's a tough week, situation. Man. That's a tough week for Nick, man. Week.
He got to figure it out. Yeah. I think if
anybody can't figure it out, it's Nick. Nick can figure it out. So when I heard that, when I even heard like, Viacom, I'm like, that ain't nothing. Nick gonna come back and bounce back with something else or something bigger. He gonna be more independent. You know what I mean? Just don't.
Drumline 2 on the way.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be something else that he just gonna bounce back with. And, forget it. Ain't worried about it. I didn't even think twice about it when I seen that though, because I didn't even think like, oh, that's hard, because I know who Nick is. Or I ain't gonna say I know who he is, but I just. From what I see of Nick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this man don't lay down. So he gonna get right back up and bounce back like Spalding any day. Like,
love don't cost a thing again.
Yeah, easy. So, Nick, man, shout out to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're gonna be all right, bro.
man, it's like speaking to Nick Cannon and just being on the internet, I'm pretty sure now he's just like off of the grid, turned everything off, and he gotta be, cause how the internet work is just like it's just a big distraction.
Constant noise.
Everything on social can distract you if you ain't focused on like your goal. If you ain't got that tunnel vision, it can just distract you. Like,
I was watching something. The dude said, if you want to get away from advertisement, close your eyes. That's the only way you're gonna get away from it.
Right.
You want to get away from anything, from people promoting stuff, talking stuff. The only way you can get away from that is closing your eyes, because everywhere you look, somebody got a label on something, somebody advertising something. Everywhere you look.
Yeah. If your followers themselves ain't advertising nothing, then every 4 or 5 posts is an advertise coming up. Like on Instagram and Facebook, at least I know that for sure.
It's the algorithms.
Right.
Like you said, go ahead and get into it.
Oh, nah. Like, cause Instagram is crazy. Like, Instagram can get you in trouble, and Instagram is a big distraction. I know when I first got Instagram, it was back when I was in school. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you just own it, and you following anybody first of all. Then you following any girl that might pop up, any Insta model.
Yeah.
You following all of these type of pages. And then as time progresses, like you start getting into like getting serious, start getting focused, you start getting a business. Like, I start getting my business.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these old things that just pop up. Like, you got all type of stuff.
Yeah,
all ungodly things coming up on the screen. So
why you trying to focus and everything?
Yeah, like you trying to post it.
That's when I noticed it was a distraction for me, because it was like I'm really trying to like focus on building this brand. I'm really trying to focus on connecting to the people with the right things, the stuff that I'm trying to connect to people with, which is basketball. So it's like I don't want to see the naked girls, stuff like I don't want to see that right now. I'm trying to really lock in. But when you, like you said, them algorithms, man, if you following those people, even if you ain't liked that picture and so long and things like that, they start just popping up on your feed again. And it's like just constant pop. So it's like what we was just talking about earlier before we started recording, like every day I'm deleting like 10 to 15 people that I know I shouldn't have been following in the first place, like just every day, because it got out of hand. It got out of hand. Because like that's the thing. That's what I did. Like I just got on Instagram. I was one of the late bloomers. I ain't even jump on Instagram when it was popping. I waited, super waited a long time, and then I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get on. And that's what you do. You follow everybody that you follow, and then you start seeing everything else. Okay, what's this? All right, the Insta model. Let me go ahead and hit a follow. I can see that through the speed, and then you start realizing like, nah, I don't want to use my Instagram for this. And then you start seeing everybody else and they hustle. Me, if I see anybody else hustling and I see them grinding, they give me motivation to do the same thing. Like, grind, let's get up, let's go do something. Let's go change this into something. Like, don't take that stuff for granted. You can use that phone to make business and create business and revenue and passive income for yourself. So it's like, wake up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stop being distracted with all the bull crap that's on the feeds. Like, start paying attention to what other people are doing on the feeds that's trying to help people generate some business for themselves and business for their families. Like, I think when you get to a certain age, though, that's when it really starts to hit you.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like, for my art page, TEVD Design, I had to go through it. Like, it ain't just the girls that might pop up. It's people, like people that just post, first of all, like low quality pictures. I hate it. Like you got
quality videos.
You got people with beds on the floor. Like, oh nah, I can't follow this page. Like, I can't follow this person. So like, it's all type of stuff all type of people, all type of stuff. If they ain't keeping you focused and motivated on what you're trying to do, You gotta let them go. Like, you know what I'm saying? People should be paying more attention to their page and focus on their page, really. So it don't seem like something that ain't even knocking those people that do that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, if you like a model or a stripper or if you just a person that just want to do your day to day,
get yours.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But if I'm on the other end of that, I got to recognize, like, I can't do this. And it ain't nothing worse than you scrolling through your phone and some, you know, and your girl sitting next to you, and you see if something come up, you ain't know it was gonna come up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for anybody that's out there, like, you gotta understand what your phone is for. Like, it can be a real distraction.
Super distraction. And really, they ain't gonna do nothing but keep feeding you distractions. If you gonna soak in it, they gonna keep drenching it on you. Like,
and them algorithms something mean.
Yeah, something super mean. So you really gotta have knowledge of just self, like understand yourself and understand like your limitations. You understand, okay, all right, I'm gonna look at it a little bit. Pause. We gotta get back to this. And then at the same time, I don't at a point where I don't even want to look at it. I'm at a point right now in my life, I don't even want to look at it because it's just same shit, different day. Same shit, different day.
Yeah. And that's a fact.
That's insanity. You know, doing the same thing and just trying to expect something different from that same thing. Like, Instagram is almost like your family, like, or like how would you your friends? Like, you really, like, go ahead and say birds of a feather flock together. The people that, like you said, the stuff that you want to soak in or stuff that you want to take in is the stuff that you want to put out. So it's like, if I'm soaking in this positive stuff and this motivational speaking and, you know, people getting up and I'm seeing people getting to it, that's going to pour out of me. You know what I mean? And I want that to pour out of me to show my kids, like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Right.
Especially when you get kids, man. When you get children, like, as time go on, it's like, I don't want to be 50, 60 and then be like, man, I ain't got nothing to show for them. Or I ain't got nothing to be like,
that's a fact.
That's what I built for y'all. You know what I mean? Like, so distractions, cut them out. Like, and time, as y'all can see, with all this stuff going on, it's moving fast and it's getting cut short for a lot of people. Right. That ain't supposed to be getting cut short for. So every day you gotta live to the fullest right now. Like, you can't waste a day right now. That's how I feel. Like, you can't even waste a day. Sitting down, just wasting days, that's done for, man. That's done for.
Right. Yeah, like you said, like, I noticed that when I started to follow more art pages and graphic design pages, and it started to open my mind up to, like, oh, I can do this too. Like, I can get more deeper in depth with my art. I can get more deeper in depth with graphic design, with cartoons and with podcasts and like other stuff.
They
like
pulling your brain and your third eye, and then it's like you go into your own third eye and be like, man, I can add something to it, reflex it, remix it, make it a little bit more great. Hey, let me
make it you.
Make it you. Like, I can make this me, but that inspired me. You know what I mean? And I think when people be like, oh, you cop, no, everything comes from an inspiration from somebody else.
Yeah.
You remix that inspiration to create your own
thing.
You know what I mean?
That's how you get Kobe from Jordan. Like, that's how you
everything
get
remixes from something else, especially great, like you say, especially great people. When it comes to basketball, if you want to be great, you have to take from everybody else. You have to take from greats and you have to implement it into your game. You can't not do that. They became great because of what they did. So therefore, if you want to become great, you got to take pieces and parts from their game and implement it into your game. You can still have your own style, but you still got to pick from them and learn from them as far as what they did at best, and then try to implement that into your game to, you know, be at best at what you do. So yeah, pulling from people and getting inspired by people is key. Like, that's key. That's what you do.
That's a fact. That's Basketball Jones. Y'all hear it? King Ceez. I hear. Okay.
Yeah. So know what y'all doing on that Instagram, right?
Yeah, that just is to wrap it up. Basically, throughout your day, whenever you got time, if you out here and you trying to move and you got a business, or you trying to promote or trying to uplift the brand, make sure you get those little distractions out of your followers list. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
that's like one of the first things you got to do, for real. Like,
for real, like it's just crazy, like how it works like that, like, because you gonna be up here on your phone looking at funny videos, and you just gonna keep scrolling, and you're gonna look at the time, and you done wasted 30 minutes.
Yes,
like,
you can waste a quick 30 minutes on Instagram like it's nobody business. I promise you, man. That is the same thing. So when I started noticing that on a like regular basis, I was like, nope. It really, like, what I also noticed on Instagram, you can go on your settings and see how much time you put on Instagram. So when I started monitoring that, I was like, oh, this shit gotta get cut down. Like, boy, what is you doing with your time? Like, what is you doing? Like,
right.
Nah, and that's what I like about certain apps like that give you that type of information, because they really like, okay, I was on YouTube too much today. What am I doing with my time? I mean, you know, what was I doing with that hour? What could I have done with that hour that could have benefited me and my family? Did you really waste it away on Instagram looking at people and looking at stupid videos and people fighting? Nah, man. Nah.
Yeah, that's the key time, because people don't realize time the most valuable thing. And you gotta use your time wise, like, because we don't get no more of that. Like, you can't buy or sell time. Like, you just gotta use the time you got to the 90s. Fullest.
This ain't the 80s where you know you had 2-week vacations and stuff like that. This ain't that no more. And companies don't get it out like that no more. You got grind for that type of stuff. So like you said, time ain't, you know, it ain't something that's just like it's the most valuable thing in life, actually. Right now.
So you only get 24 hours in a day. We all got that. Like, that's guaranteed. What are you gonna do with those 24 hours? Where's
because Jeff Bezos ain't sitting down on Instagram watching dumb videos either, and you see where he at. So
get like Bezos or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Feel me? Like,
yeah, you can make the next Instagram if you sat down and made a business plan.
Yeah, put your mind to it. You can make the next one. So yeah, like you say, don't get distracted, man. Distractions is evil.
Yeah, speaking of distractions on Instagram, I know you just showed me something about your boy Kanye.
Hey,
you said he had a rally.
My people just hit me up on my way back into the city, and it was like, yo, y'all see Kanye? And I'm like, what you doing? What Kanye done did now, man? This man had a rally. He was the first thing they said. They was like, bro, it looked like what's that movie with Chris Rock?
I know what you're talking about.
What is it? State of the Union?
No. Oh, dang.
I forget what it is.
State of the mind. We over here.
Head of state. Yeah, head of state. Yeah, bro.
We over here playing.
They said it looked just like a scene from Head of State, man. And I looked at it, and it did. It really did.
Knowing Kanye, that's probably was his inspiration.
Like, it really looked like the Head of State. It looked like he had on a bulletproof vest, man. Like, it just was weird, man. Just really, really weird. So I don't know, man. The people that's closest to him need to talk to him and just really like talk to that man. Like, people from the outside, he shouldn't take advice from people from the outside looking in. He should take people advice that really care about him. His family members, like from when they was, you know, when he ain't had no money, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't know if he could go to certain people like that because, you know, they might want something from him, stuff like that. But at the same time, you know who in your family who for you and who ain't at this time. You know what I mean? If you Kanye. So you need to talk to those people that like really got your best interests at heart and just keep them on the right track. Keep them away from these distractions, man. Cause it looked like a distraction to me. Yeah. Like
the what it is. Well, it's crazy because his family at this point is the Kardashians, and the Kardashians' whole goal and purpose is to bring attention and market themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I don't think that's a good thing for him, but
Bad combination.
I think if it is, like, making all these jokes, all jokes aside, if is a bipolar episode, or if he is going through like something mentally, and this is not just some marketing thing, then I think he really does need to sit back and just reevaluate. Because like I said, I said this last week, he haven't made the proper things to even run. Like, you know what I'm saying? He haven't done all the proper steps.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of states that's past their deadline to sign up. So he really don't have a chance really to even win. But I think he's coming out with music and things like this. So this is his time where he gonna talk.
Yeah.
I think it's some type of marketing thing, and I think it's some. The other part of it is actually Kanye. We know how Kanye is. Kanye
outside the box, like
just
he way definitely outside the box. Yeah, when it comes to anything for real, because that's just that's always been Kanye thing. Different. He's he rebellious. He don't like to go with the crowd with a lot of things, and that's cool. I'm it's always good to be like that, but sometimes they just go way too far left.
Yeah,
and that's what I'd be like.
Somebody
reel it back in, reel it back in a little bit. Like, I get them, I see where you're coming from. You got something there, but don't go too far left with it. So I mean, I like you said, somebody got to reel him. Somebody got to reel him back in just a little bit. He should be really just, focusing on his family and doing what he do best, which is music, man. Just focus on what you do best in music. One of your artists just dropped out one of the best albums I heard her drop in a while. I think it's one of her best projects with.
Who's that? Tamar.
No,
not Tamar.
Blah 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 blah. Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor. Yeah, we talked about that on
that
here.
album. I just got put onto it not too long ago. About a couple weeks ago, I listened to about 5 or 6 tracks from it. But then on my way to Chicago, I listened to the whole album. Fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fire. And it wasn't like the last album, like where Kanye had his hands all in it. This one is produced by different producers. You could tell she had her own say-so and flex to this one. Like, and it showed, and you created a beautiful project, and you ain't even have to touch it for real. You just had to just manage it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, just focus on your family, focus on the music. Stay away from all the extra stuff, all the extra distractions and stuff like that. I know you're trying to probably be the voice of the people, but the people ain't rocking like that on that part with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just don't see it. I don't see the people rocking with him in that lane with him.
Right.
But if he let him come back with a fire album.
Right.
Won't they jump out back on the side real quick?
Yeah.
So it's like, focus on the things that's going to elevate your name and your status and keep your name in that status, and then you can still build from that end. Still do like, a LeBron or something like that. Still, get your messages out through your music and things like that. You ain't got to go super far left field trying to run for the president and all that type of stuff just to try to prove a point or rub your ego.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to do that. That's ego to me. Like, what I see, just nothing but ego. Yeah. So kill that. Focus on what you do best. You know what I mean? The thing is, music. You got to make the thing, which is music, the number one. As Pat Riley told LeBron when he was in Miami, the main thing got to be the main thing. Mm-hmm. Everything else is extra, but the main thing still got to be the main thing. Focus on your craft that got you to where you at.
Right.
And just leave it at that.
Yeah. I agree. I think you said it perfect. He got to focus, get back to the music, get his head back in the game. Make sure he mentally stable, everything mentally good up there, and he can, bring it back. Yeah. But I know you're ready to talk about some sports.
Hey, you know it, man.
Like I said, this is King Ceez, Basketball Jones in the building.
Yeah.
And let's first talk about your podcast, and then we gonna get into like some of your topics, some of your sports conversations that you go like your
Right.
podcast. What is it? Like, what's it
King
about?
Ceez, man. It's Basketball Jones. We pretty much podcast on all the platforms that you can listen to podcasts on, and I just talk about sports, man, in general, more so basketball. But if it's something like a major news in football or baseball or something like that, that's just you can't avoid to talk about. I'm gonna speak on it. But basketball is where my heart is. Been playing this thing since I can remember, and throughout my life experiences and the time that I put into it, it's my first love. So I wanted to connect with people that had that same type of feeling about it, and I wanted to just make something with it, make something out of it. I just didn't want to just waste it. You know what I mean? Like, I got talent too, but it's just like I'm not playing in the NBA. So what can I do to still connect with those people that I want to connect with? Podcasting was my way. I feel that I could be good at and connect to those type of people.
Basketball Jones. I'm gonna keep saying it so they can remember. If for people that don't know, King Ceez actually got me into podcasting. Like, he showed me the app, and I just been doing it ever since. So
yeah, he took off. he flew off with it.
Yeah, so we taking steps in climbing, and that's partially due to you. Like, it's been something that I've been thinking about it, but when you showed me how to do it, I actually started doing it and took off and started going. And so basically what you're telling me is you got a basketball podcast, and every week you come out with the news that's happening around the NBA or other basketball topics.
Yeah, like basically topics. And then what I'm working on now is connecting with certain people that are influencers on Instagram. Like Joy off of Instagram that has a podcast with B Dot. I talk to her a lot now. Shout out to her. And I watch those certain people, and I try to connect with those certain people and try to learn and implement that into mine. So my next goal now is interviews and talking to ex-players and things like that, and just picking from their brain and from their experiences and things like that, and sharing that with the world. So that's definitely my next goal and what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, like I tell my listeners, when it comes to this type of stuff, you got to be consistent, and that's one thing that I was having a problem with in the beginning. But with my circle now and what everything is going now, I told them I'm not stopping. It's constant. We got to stay consistent. I got some things to do to accomplish.
Right. So let's get into some of these topics that you may talk about on the Basketball Jones podcast. So the bubble.
Yeah, the bubble.
We're gonna discuss the bubble.
The bubble, man. Go ahead. What's your question?
What's some of the challenges that you think the players is having so far? Like some of their biggest challenges.
I think their biggest challenges right now is being isolated from their families and from the normal people that they talk to. I think that would be the biggest issue for me because I'm so tight-knit with my family, and I'm with them and we interacting every day with things. So like, not to have that interaction just completely cut off for 3 months, that's hard. You know what I mean? That's tough. Your wife, your spouses, your girlfriend, that's tough. So that would probably be the biggest issue for me that I would have going into the bubble. The second would be the food off top, because I'm super picky about my food and what I put in my body. So it's like,
and some people got certain diets that they gotta do.
And some people vegan. Like, I be watching JaVale McGee show, and like, he vegan. Like, he don't eat meat. So like, I just watched his last episode. He had a burger, and he was like, "Man, that looked too real. That tastes too real." You know what I mean? Put that down. He ain't gonna take. So I know that's probably the second thing, because when you're an athlete, food is like super key. What you put in your body is like everything almost more so than what you work out. You know what I mean? Like what you put in your body is important. So like when JR was when he was podcast or showing what he was going through, and he was saying like they bust out with all these snacks and candies and stuff like that. My first instant thought was what he said. Why would they give them all this junk food? They supposed to be Ferraris. You can't put 87 gas in a Ferrari. You know what I mean? So he ain't wrong for saying that. That's what you mean. That's common sense. Like, so yeah, food is definitely the second issue I have a problem with. Everything else, you know, you can deal with, you can get over with. I mean, you can even get through the food, but it's just like, man, I gotta have the right stuff to put in my body, especially if I'm trying to go out and try to win a championship. Like, cause that take a lot of effort from you mentally, physically. You know what I mean? If you ain't got the right food, boy's gonna be cranky.
The word is gonna be discipline.
Yeah.
Who wins this championship is the most disciplined team.
Yeah.
The people, like when you see people getting caught and going outside the bubble and not taking it serious, then you know them not the team that's going, because the team that's the most disciplined in this thing gotta be the team that's going to win. Like, because it's certain teams that you think like in the regular season, if it would have went on, you think they wouldn't have had a chance. But this is their chance to catch somebody slipping. Like, I look at teams like the Thunder. Yeah. They can catch somebody slipping.
Catch them
I look at teams like the Celtics. Even though they're a good team, the 76ers was slowing down. People was losing faith. But this they chance to come back and get talked about.
Look, they only lost by a buzzer beater last year.
Yeah.
So you gotta think about it like that. They was almost there.
Yeah.
If Kawhi ain't make that shot, hey, you never know. Sixers could have been in that position last year and won a chip. Because if the same scenario would have happened to the 76ers and Golden State only had Steph,
right?
Philly would have figured it out. I'm pretty sure even with them being young, they would have figured it out. Feed the big boy. Let Ben swivel and wivel through all the paint, even if he ain't gonna shoot. Let him go ahead and weave through that bitch. That's what he be doing,
swiveling and wiveling.
Man, because he definitely don't shoot that bitch. But he will swivel and wivel through the paint, dish him dimes, dunk it, lay it up, get you some floaters. Boy don't shoot worth a damn, but he will definitely get you in that paint. So, I mean, I bet they would have definitely did their thing. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that championship last year was a toss in the air, man. Once them two major stars went down, I mean, it was a toss-up. I mean, they wouldn't have beat them if they had everybody that they had, you know what I mean? But they took advantage. Like you said, they caught them sleeping. Somebody got hurt, got caught sleeping, and you ain't never lied. The team that's gonna win this is gonna be the most disciplined team.
The most disciplined.
The most disciplined team, because you can tell who taking it serious and who ain't taking it serious, and the players that you know that was sneaking out and stuff like that, or like right now the big thing in there is like the hotline. They got this hotline where if you're doing something, people can get anonymous when they call in the snitch line. So
heard about the
it's
snitch
like
line.
People get upset about that because people actually. At first they weren't making calls, but now they starting to make calls. And so now, like, you know, people like,
I ain't gonna lie.
If I'm the competition, would you do it?
I'll probably
just
be snitching. I ain't gonna lie.
Just to do it, you know.
So, I mean,
I think
it's mind games at this moment,
Jay Harden just walked out there to get some food off the porch, off the Disney porch.
Yeah, ASAP. Hey, go check the gate. Go check the gate. Is he out there? Hey, is he in his room? Hey, you quarantined for 14. You gonna miss a couple days.
Sneaking back with a McDonald's bag.
You know it, man. You know somebody doing it. So it's like, that's inevitable to me. I think that's just inevitable. But the big names, they can't do it. Like, they can't do it. It is. Let LeBron or something like that got to be quarantined in the middle of this thing. Man, change the whole aspect of the whole season, the rest of the season and the playoffs. It'll change up everything. So this COVID stuff, man, it really switched the sports game on its heels, man. And really,
what's crazy about that, ain't nothing really shake until the NBA canceled, they get that like that.
Utah Jazz, when them doctors came out waving on the half court, stopped the game. We not about to. And once they did that, it was like everything stopped.
Yeah,
like, everything stopped once that happened.
Yeah.
So that just show you like how powerful like sports is and how America
opened a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, like sports is like real integrated into our livelihoods. And so when that got put on pause, everybody knew it was serious then. Like they took it all the way serious. Everything changed for those like last 3 months, and people are itching to get back to normalcy right now. From what I see, especially from this week. Like this week, if that ain't show that people really to get back, like all these like hitting concerts and all that stuff, no masks, everybody in the same area, no social distancing. People itching to get back to normalcy, but it just ain't gonna happen right now. And people just gotta really just go back within and just focus on themselves. Focus on something. This is the time to build with your family and grow something, man. Like people really took this time and is blowing it. They blowing it and wasting it.
Yeah.
And I don't think people should do that. I think you gotta really take this time and really just maximize it, man. Cause it was they gave you time and they gave you money.
Right.
Like, they gave you time and money. Like, you don't do something with it?
It's been a lot. Like, it's getting crazy. Yeah, Meg gets shot in the foot, but it's just like a lot of craziness going on. So, but when it comes to sports, it seemed like, and I think I said this on this podcast, the NFL run this country for real.
Yeah.
Because they ain't stopped. They ain't going with business as usual.
As usual, they ain't stopped. Training camps about to get jumping. Like, they already just like talking about how they not changing nothing, how they not changing the schedule.
That's been the players' concern. Like, it's been players speaking up on Twitter.
They ain't taking the same precautions like the NBA taking.
Yeah, that's the NFL is effed up to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like when it come to their contracts, how stuff is guaranteed.
They not player friendly.
Yeah, they not player friendly. It's like Kenny Watson, right? Kenny Watson of the Cincinnati Bengals. He played for the Cincinnati Bengals for a while. I used to sell clothes to him. He used to come and holler at me every week. I mean, this man was like, he would come to me. I used to work at the store called Devereaux's. If anybody from Cincinnati, I know about Devereaux's.
They know where they got their clothes.
So you know where you get your clothes, Devereaux's. I was up there being a manager up there. Chad Johnson, him, like certain players would come. But I know Kenny for sure because Kenny, he believed in me. So he would basically tell me, like, I'm coming here every week. I want him to basically get and lay my line out, whatever hot, have it funny and have it ready. So every week, I would have a line of shit lined up for him, shoes, sneakers, and everything lined up for him. And what was funny, when I first met him, I didn't even know who he was. You know what I mean? Like, I just was like, man, you coming in here spending a bag, boy. Yeah. Like, who is you? What you do? Me, I'm curious. I see niggas spending a bag. I want to know how you got that bag.
Right.
What you doing, bro? But then he was just like, man, I just do a little something. He kept it cool. He kept it still, you know what I mean, incognito on me. Playing Madden one day with my little brother. My little brothers, like, they was like heavy in the Madden at the time. They scrolling through the roster. I see his face. I'm like, oh, that's the dude that come to motherfucking Devereaux all the time.
It's hard with football players because they wear helmets.
They wear a helmet, so you don't know. You can't see them like basketball players. But man, I'm like, oh, that's dude. So when I seen him the next time, I'm like, I found out what you do, bro. He was like, yeah. He was like, so then me and his conversation started to open up a little bit more. And he started to help me peel into the NFL a little bit. Like his last season, right? Had a breakout game and all that other stuff. Because we had just lost like Corey Dillon or somebody major, like that was in the backfield for us. But he was like always filling in. He was the backup running back, but he would always fill in and do his job. And then he had like a major game, like not too long, like, one of his last games. And I'm like, why you ain't? I ended up running into him at a car wash. And what's up, man? And everything like that. And I was like, what happened? You know what I mean? I asked him, like, what's going on, bro? You had a dope-ass game, like one of your last games. You had almost like 200-something yards and all this other stuff. And he was like, I got in and got out. I did what I was supposed to do and I got mine and I got up out of there. Said that business ain't for us. Flat out. His word, like, you know what I mean? He said I got in and got out because they shit really ain't like guaranteed like NBA and the MLB. Like, and then you don't let you get hurt. Oh man. They throw people away like trash. You know what I mean? The average career for an NFL player is very, very way more shorter than other sports, man. Like, you got to be the man and you got to really like work hard in the NFL. NFL one of the hardest sports to like really make it in, man. For sure. So yeah, like you said, the NFL, they definitely got a power struggle over just like the way the sports world moves, like for real.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, it's just like the NFL ain't. They, like I said, they ain't player friendly. They ain't really for the players so much. They really for their bottom line, that's any major corporation. They for their dollar, but like if you compare them to like the NBA, then they the NBA is more player friendly with their contracts with everything. So
it's like they look out for their players.
Like,
they give them jobs.
Like even with like this Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
They for the players in that type of sense. When the NFL, was suspending players and
for kneeling and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's like completely opposite, two polar opposites. Like they embrace people and their players speaking out for certain things. I mean, and honestly, in the NBA, you got to, because the majority of your players are black. Yeah. So it's like when you think of it like that,
the players got more control.
They got more control. They understand like without us, there is no show. And I think they understand that a lot more, and they're willing to put themselves more on the line than NFL players are because based off the contracts.
Yeah, and it's so many pieces on a team or on the field at one time.
Yeah.
So it's easier to replace, even though some players are irreplaceable. A lot of them are replaceable. Like you can plug in and figure it out.
Yeah.
And a lot of those teams know they ain't gonna get to no Super Bowl, so they gonna be doing that anyway. So they'd be quick to take somebody out and put somebody in.
It's a money game more than so than it's a love for the sport and what the sport. How could I put it? I don't want to say it like that. The money, like you said, the bottom line is the money at the end of the day.
They loyalty. This is what it is. They loyalty is to they broadcasters. So like who they're like if it's Fox or if it's NBC or something. That's their loyalty ain't to their players. It's to the broadcasters, the people that's put in they.
Because those are the big contracts that they basically.
Yeah, they got.
When they had those big contract TV deals, TV deals basically gonna hold that's gonna generate so much more money if they have those deals locked in with the TV companies. And if you mess up the big bag, it's gonna mess up all the small little bags that you can add up off of. So they can't mess up the big bag.
All right, so basically. Basketball Jones, King Ceez, the podcast is pretty much like that. What we just did just now.
That's what it is.
And before we get out of here, we're gonna tell them where can they find you. What's your Instagrams? How can they find you? YouTube. I know you be gaming the games. Where all that's at?
I didn't change everything up. It's B-Ball Jones, everything. So it's Basketball Jones. At Instagram is B-Ball Jones. We got B-Ball Jones gaming on YouTube. We be doing a lot of Call of Duty, NBA 2Ks. I pretty much play a little bit of everything on that, so y'all can check that out on YouTube. And then the podcast, I go from Anchor, the Anchor podcast, but now with Anchor, it distributes everything to all the platforms, so you can really just find it on anything. Basketball Jones podcast. It'll come up. It's the basketball symbol. You will see featuring King Ceez. Thank you to TEVD for the designs. Yeah. But, it does it. It does it all. Y'all can find it. If you want to go find it, you can find it. And, I just been trying to just continue to build from it. And hopefully I just keep growing like like you doing with Ill Perspective. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the goal.
Yes, sir. So before we get out of here, y'all already know I gotta let y'all know about TEVDesigns.com. Totally exclusive visual designs.com. That's where we sell our merch. That's where PJ D2 clothes are. That's where Rejected Weirdo clothes are. That's where we gonna start building up merch and selling it online. Totally exclusive visualdesigns.com.
Yeah, I got him on that too. I want that done. We gonna talk. Man, because Basketball Jones definitely gonna get y'all some hoop wear, some hoop wear. You know what I mean? I want some hoop wear. I want some sweats. I want some hoodies and stuff for people to just work out in and get their business in. So yeah, definitely look out for Ted. He working.
Oh yeah, but man, we just talked about a lot. Y'all have been listening to the illest podcast in the world right now. It's the Ill Perspective Podcast.
Shit, I ain't even get all the topics that you really wanted to talk about.
Man, look.
That's a good episode though, man. When you been talking, it's just like that. Like we been saying, that hour go away and you don't even notice it.
Man, look. It's the Ill Perspective Podcast. Peace.